Bam. Cheers, y'all. Cheers, Christian.
Cheers.
What's up? What's up? Let's bring this mic over here. There we go. Now you guys are going to hear us better. We got this right up over here. We're going to let the channel load. There we go. So today, guys, we're going to be going over, whoop, that's the wrong link, but I put that there anyway. We're going to be going over my top sponsored picks for the stream, and we're going to relate them to a healthy lifestyle. I'm going to share some stories with you guys. We're going to break everything down, go over some videos, and throughout it, me and Christian are just going to kind of like tell stories, go over the week, do like kind of like a weekly recap. And then if you guys got questions, we'll get into it. So again, it's all about, again, this is the Coach's Coffee Corner. We're going to hang out, have our coffee, go over different coaching topics, but also share the sponsored products. Like we got some new stuff in. We got some tissues here, which you're going to wonder, like, how does that even relate to a healthy lifestyle? You're going to have to stay tuned and find out. I got some new products in for the car that I'm really excited about. We got a new phone case. I actually have it on my phone right now, which I have highlighted. So this thing's super cool. I don't know if you saw this one yet, Christian. So it's a military grade case. So like I can like throw this against the wall.
Yeah, perfect.
I'll be honest with you guys though, I do not want to even test it.
Yeah.
But the supposed material grade of it's like military grade, so that it is quite durable. Again, compatible, MagSafe, military drop protection, shockproof, kickstand. What's up? So we got a nice little kickstand here. So you can either set it up vertically and it'll kickstand or horizontally. Now the other piece, this thing's super cool. This is a magnet. So we can put it on the squat frame and just like bink, stick it right to it, which is pretty dope. And again, it's not, the one thing I like about this, it's not super bulky. I've had like Otter boxes and stuff, and they're great, but they're like really bulky where it doesn't even fit in certain
like pockets.
Yeah, not even pockets, but like different I'm trying to think if I had the tripod, like certain tripods that I have and different phone cases, not even the cases, the stands that'll hold it in place. You ever see those ring lights that'll have the spring-loaded like holder for your phone? Yeah. It with certain Otter boxes, like my phone won't even fit in there with that case on. And in my car, the one of the charging ones doesn't even fit. But this is cool because this is by Andoble, and it actually goes perfectly with, they have an actual a phone holder for the car. So this magnetic piece is actually perfectly synced because they have a magnetic holder, so it like magnetically holds it in. So it's super slick. It's super like sleek design that holds it in place, which I thought was really cool. And it's 32% off right now and 15% off for the phone. What? And I actually just shot a video for this. Let's see if the video is up and published on my channel. Let's check it, y'all. Christian, you got a case on your phone, homie?
I do.
You protecting it up? You wearing protection? That's always my favorite thing to like.
Yeah, I kind of got a little cheap one. It's clear.
What phone do you have?
The iPhone 14.
I think I actually have a phone case for you if you want.
Pretty cool.
I have another one because they like we had another one that we tested. The reason I like, I'm actually, here it is. See if that one fits. I believe it should. I forget if it's for the 14 or if it's for another one. But honestly, I'm going to be selfish and keep this one, Christian, because this one has the magnetic component. I'm going to be honest.
This one right here is basically what I have already.
Ah, so then never mind.
Yeah. I just got a cool.
So here we got
just a clear little.
The little
Check this puppy out.
car mount for the phone. Now this is really cool because again, it's going to go with the other phone case.
How messy that car is.
It's got this magnetic ring. So these two are going to be a great complement together because it's got this magnetic component there as well. Plus, you don't even necessarily need that. It just is going to fit even nicer with it. But the cool thing is, again, we're just boosting it right here. It's going to go right into the vent for the car. Don't mind the mess here, y'all. So again, I'm going to
At least I acknowledge it.
right in. I can just flip that puppy up, making sure it's nice and even. Don't mind as I'm doing this one-handed. I got skills like that, y'all. So again, look, I put it in. I can tighten this puppy. The other cool piece is this is an omnidirectional positioned phone mount. So that means that not only can I have it vertically positioned, but it can also be horizontally positioned. So again, I'm just tightening it up right now. So I have it the way I want to, nice and locked in. So the cool thing is because it's got those little hooks back there and the clamp, it's a nice.
I just want you guys to acknowledge the skills right there of being able to do it one-handed. And it also just goes to show you how simple it is to set that up. I was able to do it with one hand while I was holding my phone with the other hand. And I like this because I like integrations. When you have accessories, you're like, all right, cool, the magnetic component to it. The only thing I will say, I've seen with some other chargers we've reviewed in the past, This one doesn't have, when it's on the stand, it's not automatically charging it. So just so you guys know, we've had some other ones that will charge. This one doesn't charge, but the magnetic component does make it super cool. I like that it doesn't necessarily need the brackets because it's magnetic, so it's more space efficient. It's not as clunky, or it doesn't take up as much space. And it's super easy to take in and out, which is pretty cool as well. All right, let's shift gears. We're going to actually, I'm going to get this out of my bag because I actually traveled yesterday, guys. And this is one I brought with me while I was on the roadsies. That's my deodorant. So we got the iWalk portable charger for your phone for the smartwatch as well. Speaking of which, my watch is about to die. So this is actually perfect timing. Let's see, I'm at 2% right now. So I actually get to charge my smartwatch here live with you guys. So you can see it's got this little like magnetic piece right there. Right, Christian?
Yeah.
Boom. And then look at that. Charging it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Bring it up. Oh, it's got the code on. Hold on. Let's take my passcode off so you can actually see that it's charging. Boom. Oh, let me turn it on first. One pro tip, guys. Make sure it's on. There we go. Now it's on. You can see it's charging. Bada bing, bada boom. So what we'll do is throughout this stream, let's see how charged it can get. We're going to be streaming for about an hour and a half. Let's see how much this bad boy is going to charge. So it's super slick. It's easy to travel. It literally can fit in your pocket. And simultaneously, my phone's actually about like 30%. So let's actually charge my phone too while we're doing it. And because of the battery life that it has, it can handle both of these. So I'm at 44%, and I was at 2% for my smartwatch and my smartphone. The iPhone's at 44%. So let's see how much battery we can get for both of these bad boys while we're going through it. And again, you have the varying degree of options. Let's click on it. See, we got an inlink coupon here too. Ooh. So this is going to be good. It'll also break down when you guys click it. It'll tell you it's for the smart Apple Watch 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and iPhone. I don't even know why it says all the way down to 11 and 6. I feel like from 6 up, it's going to have all of those. And you can have 4 different colors. You got green, you got black, you got pink, you got white. Which color would you pick, Christian? What's your go-to here? So we got our black. Got that kind of. So this says green. I call that like a Carolina blue. Maybe that's green.
Like a teal?
Yeah, like a teal. That's like one of my favorite kind of colors.
Yeah, I kind of like the teal one.
Pink. I would get that for Ashley or my kids.
Like
And
teal
white.
or white.
Dude, you know what's interesting? And we don't have to get into a whole like rant on this, but I just wanted to note on it. Like, I was talking to my mother-in-law. Shout out to Rose. Yeah, Roro. She's a social worker. She has her master's in social work from Stony Brook. Like, she has a great understanding of psychology. She's run nonprofits for like decades. So she's seen all walks of life and has just, again, a lot of insight into psychology and human behavior. And we were talking about how like innately our kids, like we're very like, hey, Max, you don't have to just play with like monster trucks and like whatever. You can play with what you could play like with butterfly wings. Like sometimes he'll put on the butterfly wings and like flap around, like just like whatever. Or like Lena, you can play with whatever you want. We don't say, hey, that's for boys, that's for girls. But even without that, they naturally tend to gravitate towards like Lena's and Tessa's favorite colors are pink and yellow, or purple, pink and yellow. Max's is blue and green and yellow. Actually, he likes yellow too. And he likes monster trucks. He likes fire trucks. He leans into those things.
Yeah.
And Tessa and Lena, they tend to like more of like arts and drawing and like design stuff. Not that we discourage them from any of it. It's just interesting to see. While we can think that very much environment will mold things, you can see innately they have certain things they're attracted to, which I think is so interesting because it kind of fits into like stereotypes a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the stereotypes came from something.
Yeah, like there's some foundation to it.
Yeah, the distinction of when people say that is because that's kind of how it naturally comes. If that makes sense.
For sure. Yeah, Sam, what's up, dude? We're just ranting a little bit, thinking about these colors. It made me just think about how like they're stereotypical, like pink is for girls, blue is for boys, which I don't align. Again, like we let our kids, hey, whatever color you like. And I even like that green, like this shirt. I would call this shirt like a turquoisey, teal kind of color. Maybe it's green though. And this is actually a Kufandi. This is a sponsor of ours. They didn't update it in the carousel. Let's see if we have their other Kufandi shirt though. Because this one I wasn't sure how it was the material was gonna be, meaning like if it was gonna be too thin or not. But this is just thick enough where I feel like you're not gonna see my nips. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty close, but-
It's close though, right? It's like flirting with it, but it's
Yeah.
not. My son plays with everything. Yeah, and that's what we were saying. Like, listen, we let our nephew play with whatever he wants. Like, our kids play with whatever they want. But it's interesting to see they kind of gravitate. Like, my nephew gravitates towards fire trucks and monster trucks, even though sometimes he'll also put on butterfly wings and, like, flap around and stuff. Like, we just, like, whatever you want to do, bro. It's your life.
I'm a peacock.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me fly.
You gotta let me fly, Captain.
A toy, well, at the end of the day, a toy's a toy, you know.
That's
It's
exactly
just
it.
something you're having fun with.
And something to express yourself or have an
Yeah.
imagination with or just to engage.
Occupy the brain and have a good time.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to highlight, I'm using the, I have a heated pad on my back right now. So I figured I'd highlight
that
also
feel?
the heated neck stretcher or the kind of neck traction. The one I have on my back is actually not the carousel, but it is a sponsor of ours I've created content for. So you guys will see that on the storefront. But we also have, let me actually see if I have it on the computer too, for our neck kind of stretcher and traction. I don't think, no. Okay. So we're going to play a little screen check because this one's cool too because it's the heated version. Did I give you one of these?
No, not the heated version.
Did
But
you get the
have
regular one?
Yeah, like that blue one.
Yeah. Did you ever get to mess around with it? What do
I-
you think? Give us your thoughts. Even without the heat, let's just talk about here just being able to have this like neck stretch, a little bit of traction, potentially help with pain relief.
I'd be a liar if I told you,
That you've been
I
dancing
used
around
it.
it?
Yeah, I haven't used it.
Ooh, we got that 10% off, and I appreciate that transparency. That's what it's all about. It's not like, hey, you know, that's why my word this year, guys, is integrity. Because I like not saying I wasn't integrious. I'm gonna like Google. Let's see if integrious is actually a word. I don't know if it is a word. I keep using it though, like as if it is integrious. It totally is. No, integrity. Integrious. Is that a word? Integrity. No. What does integrious mean? Integritus is a word. Booyah. I just spelled it wrong. But integrious is totally a word. I know what's up. So anyways, going back to it. So my point is not that I didn't always have integrious actions and stuff, but I want to be more mindful of it. Like, for example, like even saying, hey, I'm going to come in. Like I was debating on Wednesday night. I came in for some sparring with the guys. I was like, man, yeah, like I could go to bed a little bit earlier and like instead of doing that, but I had all my stuff handled. Like I did all the things I had to do. I was like, I know I could technically go. Let me go in for like, I ended up staying longer than I planned. I always do that. Like instead of 30 minutes, it was 45. Not the end of the world. I still got home. I still woke up early, got to the medical practice the next day I needed to. Yeah, dude. And that's the thing. I've never gone into Rogue and came out, or never gone into training, came out like I wish I didn't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've always felt better afterwards. So that's like little examples of integrity. Anyways, so again, we got the 3 adjustable temperatures. You got a 3-hour automatic shutdown as well, so that if you do happen to leave it on, you don't have to worry about it. It's automatically going to turn off. Now, the cool thing is because this little Velcro part, you could take this off. If you guys don't want to use the heated part and just use this for some traction and some stretching, but you also have that as well, which I think is a nice kind of combo option. And the one thing I will say, this is like kind of advertised for not only like pain relief, but TMJ, shoulder relaxation. But one thing I noticed my wife said when she used it with the heat, kind of kicked in some vertigo for her. So I'm not saying that's what's going to happen to you guys. What I will say is talk to your doctor. If there's any, I don't know if there's an overlap. She hasn't used it since, and she uses without the heat and she's fine. So I don't know if it's the heat or maybe she just didn't sleep so good because she does also have TMJ. So maybe the combination of the two kind of sparked something for her. But just like, again, even though these are sponsors, guys, and I have like great things to say, I also will share all aspects of the experience. It's not just like, hey, I only highlight the amazing parts of it. I want to give you guys the entire perspective. And speaking of which, guys, I just want to say thanks really quick. So we have our Lifestyle of Fitness bands. We're going to have a photo shoot next week. So I'm going to update some of the content. I'm also going to update our delivery and handling windows. Christian's going to be helping sending products out. So we're going to be able to have fulfillment a lot faster. Right now it's 6 to 7 days. And we're going to cut that down to like 1 to 3 days because I'm going to change the handling time. The only thing I think might be a little confusing is when you go here, all the different options, these guys are like for the individual. So this would be just for the heavy band. So notice how when I click on it, it still shows this pack. I'm going to change that. If you want the entire set of 5, click extra heavy and it's going to be $39.99. I know, like, honestly, I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot by not addressing this sooner because I know if it's even the slightest bit confusing, it's going to make it harder for people to buy it. But we shaved down our delivery time. I'm going to continue to optimize it. I'm just really grateful you guys have been placing some orders. We're going to see some more reviews coming up. So as you guys get them and you like them, please leave reviews. Even on the book too, guys. If you guys have ordered the book, whether the Kindle edition or the hard copy, leaving a review is absolutely clutch. And it really helps get the word out there and help us reach more people. Because that's like the goal of these products, is to impact your quality of life in a positive way. So that's something that tremendously will help. So anywho's, let's tag back into some of our other sponsored products and content. And we'll look at, Christian, do you want to pick what we get next, dude? I'll go ready from the book up, or no, from the neck stretcher up. From barbell, jump rope, massage gun. We got our other massages. Ooh, we can tell you want to rock out to some music.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So now you also get the fun adventure of, you got to pick which one you want to rock out with. We can rock out with our motion boom.
That one.
Christian doesn't even need these. I already tell you which one I want. So we got the motion boom right here. So this is like the second biggest option that they have. And this one is pretty awesome for a few reasons that I'll dig into. But first, let's try out the sound here. Let's rock this bad boy. I'm going to highlight it. We're going to vibe out here, y'all. And it's, guys, that's it. Am I seeing that right? 23% off right now. So you get it for under $100, $85 right now. Let's see if there's an in-link coupon. Sometimes it will, like, that's why, guys, always click the products, because then you'll also see an in-link coupon a lot of the times. Let's see. Did they get my video up here yet? I got to make more videos and get them ranked on this puppy, because I love these products and they're just not ranking my stuff. That's our mission for today, Christian. We're going to reshoot some of this stuff. So turned it on, easy to sync, Bluetooth right there, but it has a bass up feature. So it can kick in some extra bass, which is just add to that sound quality. This to me is a great option for the beach, for the park, for going to like a playground, or if you're going to have a barbecue outdoors. Doesn't mean you can't have it indoors, but what I will say is it really has some kick to it and really has some good volume to it. So indoors, you can do it, but you just may not need this size for indoors. Like really, I like the Anker Soundcore 2 for my office. And then we can take a step up to the Motion. I think this is the Motion Plus. Let me actually double check on that. And they'll just have a little bit of incremental jumps up in the volume and the sound. But the cool thing about all of these is they're all waterproof. So you can like, oh, whoops, I sweat all over it. I left it out in the rain, or like I dropped it in the pool accidentally. You're going to be all right. Now, I'm not saying, hey, just drop this bad boy in the pool all the time, but you're going to be all right if you happen to do that. And again, we can control the volume right here. If you can't find your phone for whatever reason, boom. We can also true wireless sound. So it improves that sound quality to another level. Christian's rocking out. This is the kind of stuff I like to listen to when I'm jumping rope. Like I was jumping, so I got back. Honestly, I wasn't planning on getting back last night. I was planning on getting back today. But I got back last night, bro. I didn't get back in time for jiu-jitsu. I was planning to get home until 8 o'clock. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a 45-minute jump rope session. That was like not fun.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
But it was a great workout. I got to get my cardio right, man, because we're going to have an open sparring session at the gym, dude. So that's how it's going to happen. So yeah, just having the high beats per minute, I really like that. That's a great way. Leverage your music and your playlist, guys, to optimize your workouts. I'm telling you, it's a pro tip, man. It really makes a big difference. So anyways, that's that sound quality for the Motion Boom. Now let's look at the Anker 2 or the Soundcore. And I'll transition and put this puppy on. Now we'll just compare. And you're really probably not going to notice a huge difference. Because we're indoors, the volume is still really nice on this. The only difference for the Soundcore Anker 2 is, or the Anker Soundcore 2, is this one doesn't have the bass up feature. Wait for it. Oh, we got to play. So again, we get good quality still. Let's see if I can balance it. And this one I feel like you could even throw in your pocket. Like that might be stretching it a little bit, but and again, you got your charger right here. So again, this is another one, water resistant. Could be okay. And the battery life is crazy on these. You can have anywhere from 12 to 24 hours of battery life. For the Soundcore 2, this one has a 24-hour playtime and battery life, which is awesome. Let's see what the Motion Boom has. The Motion Boom is that one's also 24 hours. And I think let's check the Motion Plus. This one is 12 hours of playtime. So this one I have right here. This is 12 hours. I'll actually. Yeah, it's like, why is this one?
Yeah, the big and the small ones are kind of-
Yeah, the little one's just. I think maybe that's what makes it the size. They're saving a little bit on the battery. The only difference for this one, the power buttons for all the other ones are on top. This one has the power button on the side. Just a little pro tip
Yeah,
as
that
well.
was messing with me.
Right? Like I couldn't find it when I first got it. I'm like, wait, what? But the cool thing is, yeah, you're like, where is it? This one has the bass up feature as well. So you get that step up bass up. You control the volume here, your Bluetooth sync. Speaking of which, let's sync that Bluetooth. We'll play that music again.
It's waterproof too.
And this is also waterproof and water resistant. Wait, this is the one. This is actually the only one I don't have synced up to my phone for some reason. So let's sync it right now. Let's show you how easy this bad boy is. Ready? We're going to turn on Bink, searching, Motion Plus, click on it, and wait for the confirmation. There it is. You hear that? That's how you know it's synced. And now let's continue to rock out. Now, what I will say for the price point, this is $106 right now. Because there's a sale, you can actually get the Motion Boom for cheaper than the Motion Plus. So if I were you, I would go with the Motion Boom. What would you say, Christian? Which one are you picking?
I like deals, man.
This one's $20 cheaper right now. It's $85. This one's $106.
I'm a crackhead for some deals, man. You gotta go
Get that savings, son. Can I put it on the tissues? Will it fall? I don't know. Let's see. Seems like it's holding it. Speaking of tissues, let's get those highlights. Actually, I realized I didn't talk about the last one we have is the Motion Boom Plus. This is the top primo model, which I don't even know where it is. The one with the strap on it. I think my kids took it once to play outside, which is a great example of how awesome it is. But I'll just highlight really quick. This one is, again, waterproof. Let's check the battery life. That's the one thing I don't know off the top of my head. It's got the bass up. It's got, again, the integration. Again, it's great for outdoors. Oh, it's got a $20 off inland coupon to it, so it brings it down to $160. Now let's check the, and this has 20 hours of battery life or playtime, which is pretty dope. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think the best options, truthfully, for my picks are the Motion Boom and the Soundcore 2. Doesn't mean the Motion Boom Plus isn't awesome. Doesn't mean the Motion Plus isn't awesome. I just think bang for your buck and features, those are the two best options in my humble opinion. But let's highlight tissues here really quick because we just got these in. I feel like I don't have to break down a tremendous amount of insight on the tissues. You guys know what tissues are for and what's up. But what I will say, I think can be an important variable to look at. Let's see how they feel. So when you're blowing your nose, I don't know if you've had this recently, Christian. I haven't really had any like sniffles and sick. When I've been sick, I feel like it's been like food poisoning. But here, let's have you open one. I'll open one, and we're gonna just see how it feels. So if we were to blow our nose, how soft it is. Because that's where like if you use like I've been out of tissues and used paper towels to blow my nose and stuff, and it tears my nose up. You guys do not want that, especially heading into like flu season. That's one thing I don't miss about being in a hospital system is like having to deal with the exposure to the flu even more. That was probably not the most elegant way to open it. I probably could have just opened it right here in the center. I'm trying to see because normally what happens with tissues, there's like a little like slit in the center that opens it. It doesn't look like these actually have that. But they are biodegradable, so they're friendly for the environment, which is always bonus points. So yeah, these are just to restock your actual like tissue box. They're not actual tissue boxes. So I don't even need to blow my nose, but I'm gonna imagine like I did. Or if you're sparring, like I don't know if you notice this, almost every time I spar, I get a bloody nose. Like, the second I get jabbed or something, my nose is gonna start to bleed. And this can be helpful for if you get a bloody nose, tissue. I don't really have to, but feels all right. Yeah, it's not like honestly, it's not the softest tissue I've had, but I'll give it bonus points for having some strength and for having it be naturally biodegradable, wet and dry use as well. So that's like the cool thing because it's a little bit thicker. You can like wet it and wipe some stuff down if you need to, like on your counter space or whatever. Or again, you get a little bloody nose. The old school technique, a little twisty poo. Get that bad boy right up there. Look at that. Now, hopefully, you don't have the whole thing hanging out your nose. But I've definitely. Oh yeah, got some boogies on there. But that's a old school pro boxer tip. The last thing, if you guys are ever sparring, if you guys are ever, working on your striking and you get popped in the nose and you start to get either a black eye or damage here, do not hold both your nostrils to try and like get the ear pressure out or help here. Your eye will blow up. Have you ever seen that in a fight where someone will break their nose? They close off their septum and they try and blow their nose to get like a snot rocket out or something, and their whole eyes swell up. It's the last thing you want to do. It's like worst case scenario kind of situation. You don't want to do that.
Breathing through the mouth.
Yeah. Or just try and breathe through your nose, but don't try and like blow, like snot rocket it out, because the pressure will like send all the fluid back up into your eye socket. Fun fact. All right. That's again, you've learned that. That's from when you learn the hard way. What happened?
For the upcoming events.
That's it. Well, because you're going to be doing a point tournament soon, right?
Yeah, I believe it.
Well, I don't think we have an exact date on the schedule, but I know this year you're going to be.
This year, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get your swell on, son.
I feel like this open sparring is going to be a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be like that.
A little more serious.
Of course it is.
People trying to come with something to prove, right?
100%. That's always what happens, bro.
Yeah.
What I tell people in those situations too, I'm like, listen, hit me as hard as you want to get hit back, which isn't always the best either. Because what tends to happen, and I know I've said this before and I'll say it again, what tends to happen is, and they've even done tests on this, when you have like, how hard did I hit you? And you do like a sensor pad and you push the sensor pad and then you try and judge it. It's like your perception is always different than what actually the force applied was. So if let's say I hit you with 40 pounds of force, you're going to feel like I hit you with 70 pounds of force. Yeah. And then you're going to hit me back with 80 pounds of force. Yeah. And it's going to escalate very quickly. Yeah. So that's even in like when you don't have new people in the gym or like people from outside your gym coming in, even just your day-to-day folks, you got to be weird. Like I'm very mindful of that. Speaking of which, let's highlight our MMA gloves. Yeah. Have them right here. Christian, let's try these bad boys on again. We get to demo because listen, my MMA days are over, guys. But what I will do, you guys want to see something real quick? See if I can pull it up in screen share without everything freezing. I'm actually, guys, transparently, I have a new social media like agent or like consultant that's taken over my social media to help me create content. And we're going to use my first knockout as like a reel we're going to post to make content out of it. I like it. This was actually, fun fact, I held the New Jersey state record for fastest knockout for about an hour. And then the main event, the knockout was a 4-second knockout. This was an official 11-second knockout. It should have been 7 if they like really called it to the speed they. Don't you freeze on me? No. Because I'm sharing. I have too many videos open. All right, we're going to stop sharing that. Oh, of course. All right, let's see if I can do it one more time. Let's see if you guys can see.
So you got shin guards on? Could you do elbows here or what?
No, dude. This is like amateur MMA. This is my first fight. So in Jersey, you can't
elbows?
Even. No elbows.
What?
No. So here's the rules. It's you could basically, you could strike on the feet. You can throw everything except elbows and no knees to the head. So you can throw knees to the body, like head kick, all that good stuff. When it goes to the ground, no punching to the head whatsoever. Mm-hmm. So from the shoulders and the neck down. So what we would do in our amateur fights, if we were fighting in Jersey, the way we'd work around this is we would hold them down and punch their shoulder until we dislocated their shoulder. like if you're in mount and you can't hit them in the face, you might as well dislocate their shoulder. Like, because have you ever had someone do that to you? I've had someone do that to me. It is not a fun experience. Yeah, until your shoulder dislocates. Like, it's not a fun experience. And it's pretty brutal. And shout out to my man Hugh McKenna. He was the first person to ever do that to me and show me that. And I was like, that's he didn't for it. Like, honestly, he didn't dislocate my shoulder that time. But that was our strategy to get around if we were going to fight in Jersey. Or we go all the way to Virginia because Virginia has pro rules for amateurs. And that's like, that's where you really like get into it. But anyways, I'm not promoting violence, guys. Let's be very clear, because I know Amazon has certain policies around that. What I am promoting is the sport. and the ability to get a good workout in and to hit pads and to drill and get a passionate martial arts experience in. So let's see them. How they fit?
Good.
Make a little fist. Boom. Let's rotate them, move them. Boom. Ooh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. All right, guys. So again, if you guys have questions, let us know. 11% off right now as well. And I believe I have the boxing gloves up here too. They might actually not be in the carousel. I might have lied. Let's see. No, we don't. We just have the MMA gloves. And the reason I think it's important to train with MMA gloves too is not just training with boxing gloves. It's two. Even like Muay Thai guys will train with the small gloves and boxing gloves every once in a while, whether you're going to do bare knuckle or you're going to fight like cord chuck. Like, you know what that is, where they just have the ropes wrapped around your hand? Have you ever seen that?
I've seen the video now that you mentioned it. Like,
They'll just straight up wrap your
I know
hands
that's
with
what it's
cord.
called, though.
Yeah, it's cord chuck, and they'll just wrap your hands with cords, and you fight. It's like, dude, it's pretty brutal. Pascal fought in one of those. It's gnarly. It's definitely pretty gnarly. Or even if you go to like Lethway's gnarly too. That one's intense because Lethway. What's crazy about Lethway fighting? It's like you can headbutt and you can groin strike, which like even in Muay Thai you can groin strike. Fun fact. Like in legit. Yeah, legit Muay Thai, you can hit in the groin and you go to like take a knee, they'll like run and knee your face off. They give 0 Fs. And it's totally legal. Yeah, it's totally legal.
It's a little more realistic because in real life,
someone could just rock you.
In the family jewels. They're not gonna be like, oh, get
That's
back
it.
up, buddy.
So can you grab? There's a ab roller right to your right on the floor. Can you bring that sucker up? Yeah, look at that. That spinny. Just hold it like right overhead. Give a little, yeah. So the cool thing about this, guys, this is one of those. Do you know what infomercials are? So infomercial, this is before your time, bro. You're too young for it, I think. So infomercial, when you actually had like TV. Like,
this does sound familiar.
So yeah, if you saw it, you might know it, where it's like late night TV with whether it's cable or not on main channels, they would just be like commercials.
Yeah.
Just the same product over and over for like an hour straight.
Yeah,
right? So they'd have like ab rollers, you'd have all these different things. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like almost like QVC. There was actually like Amazon live streaming before Amazon live streaming was a thing. Before Amazon was a thing.
It was like a TV channel.
Exactly. And it would just be on late night hours where they wouldn't be playing like regular shows. So this is one of those products that I actually think, as seen on TV, and they've done very, very or I should say varying degrees of the same product with different brands. This is one of those legit products that like legitimately I would say holds up and is valuable that I personally use. I use with clients that I've seen professional strength coaches that I very much respect leverage in their training. So this is one that's like legit, guys, in my humble opinion. And let's see, not only do they have 13% off, but let's see if we got an in-link coupon on this puppy too. I don't see an in-link. Let's see if the video I made for it popped up there. Dang, I don't even have my video up here yet. I got to make another video and drop this puppy. I'm going to have to demo it. But again, it's not only for your abs, but so fun fact, your core has over 20 different muscles, that comprise it. So you can hit a varying degree of muscles from your obliques, abs, back muscles, hip muscles, the entire, like from your ribs to your thighs, like all of those muscles and integrations are considered part of your core, that torso region. So all of those muscles are massive. And even when I talk with clients sometimes, we'll start them. I didn't start you with just core work because you were a little bit more advanced. But a lot of times before even people can go into the 8-week to shred, before they can even go into our 28-day full program, I literally will tell them we have a core workout in our program. We have again, a regular total body plan. We have upper body, we have lower body, we have hip. But our core program, I tell them literally just do the core program like 2-3 times a week. And that's it. Because you got to build up your core strength. So we have varying degrees of this.
Core and legs, right?
What happened?
Like core and legs.
Yeah, dude.
Like basically what's important.
And the key thing to it is your core is going to help with injury prevention too. It's going to help you stay healthy, stay safe, especially if you're sitting at a desk for most of the day. You're not leveraging your core. Those muscles don't have to work the same. So it's a huge ability to be able to train and develop.
Posture.
It helps with posture 100%.
Through strengthening my core, I've definitely felt it easier to keep my, I had really bad really bad posture. And I felt it help it a lot, make it easier, keeping my shoulders up, keeping my head up, and my chest out.
And you know what? So there's an interesting study from the National Institute. You guys are going to notice if I cite a study, usually it's going to be from the National Institute of Health, from PubMed, or from like a university journal. Those are usually credible sources that I personally like. Everyone has their own philosophy and thought process around this. But one of the things that comes going to posture, and then we'll go into the Flybird adjustable dumbbells. But posture, what's interesting, and this is what I tell Phil, I tell all, and I'm going to tell you now before you go into competition, when you go into weigh-ins, when you go into the fight room, have the best posture in the room.
Yeah.
There's an interesting study that would find that the person with the best posture in the room will then everyone else basically will recognize them as the alpha, consciously or subconsciously, and their testosterone levels rise.
Yeah.
So, and everyone else's testosterone levels drop.
Mhm.
So they recognize it on like a primal, hormonal, and physiological level that, oh, you're like the alpha. And it gives not only a psychological advantage, but a physiological. Imagine you had more testosterone in your body at the time of the fight than your opponent.
No, that's what you would want.
You know what I mean? It's just like every little advantage you can get, we want to try and build.
I can tremendously feel the difference in my mind from what I have posture.
And and the psychological, even like
happy.
even in negotiations, like I didn't even really have to negotiate yesterday per se, because I just had a good relationship, I think, with one of the doctors at the practice I went to talk to. So fun fact, guys, by the way, I'm going to fill you guys in. I went to a medical practice. I'm not going to release all the information yet publicly because we haven't finished our deal, but we're basically verbal agreements already. That I went to a medical practice. I knew one of the doctors. They've been around for 30 years, and they work with like Medicaid, Medicare, like private insurance. They have like a bariatric division. It's a really exciting practice. And it's basically going to give us like an endless supply of patients we'll get to work with now moving forward. So like my biggest problem in the next 36 months is I'm not going to be able to work with everyone. I'm going to have to bring on other board certified health coaches to like scale how much we can serve everyone. But anyways, having that said, where's that going? Negotiations. Right. So I wanted to give a presentation, talk to nurses, talk to doctors. And like, I always try and be mindful of like my posture and how I'm presenting myself, not only to like intimidate or be seen as an alpha or anything like that, but like to feel confident and to be able to use body language to convey, oh, what's up, Gizmo? Hey, you know what I just realized? I didn't post in Discord. I gotta tell everyone in Discord, whenever I see someone that I normally associate with the chat, I'm like, oh, right, I got to post in Discord. We're live right now. So let me jump in Discord and just be like, yo, guys, come hang out. Come hang out. So anyways, that's my story. Let's play the adjustable dumbbells video real quick, and then we'll come back and we'll get into some stories. Wait for it. Wait for it. Building the suspense. I don't know why it's not playing.
So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Flybird adjustable dumbbells. Let's dig on into them. So these are really cool because of, again, the adjustable style, and the handle right here I really love compared to some other adjustable dumbbells I've tried in the past. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of the dimension look. And the cool thing is, again, you're going to see me right here, turn the handle, and that's how you select the weight you want. It slides right out, you drop it back in, you turn the handle, and you get the next one. It's a really cool feature compared to, again, some of the other styles that I've seen, and being able to go all the way from 11 pounds up to 55 pounds within seconds is an amazing, both cost-effective feature, in my opinion, as well as a space-effective feature where you don't need multiple sets. And again, I wanted to highlight that here just by going through how easily you can do your reps, superset it, drop the weight in, change it, and then go up or down in weight, which is, again, for me as a trainer, as a coach, as a fitness professional, an amazing option, especially from a home gym perspective. I also wanted to highlight for you guys the actual locking mechanism. These buttons I'm pointing at right now are what actually will release the weight, and these nodules here in the sets are what's going to do it. So the only time you can change the weight is when it's actually in the mold. So this way you have a nice, safe grip.
So guys, we were just talking, me and Christian were talking about how in that video, it reminded me, I've changed the garage around quite a few times over the last like 2 years since we've been living here. And I still have this rock climbing thing that's anchored to the wall now. I put a little like, I don't even know what the brackets are called, but they kind of like slide into one another. So they just hold, and I can take it out very easily. And Christian was saying like how you saw someone's house that has like a Navitat, like obstacle course in their backyard. Yeah. And Kevin, thanks for the follow, homie. being able to have that is huge. Like we were even talking to the girls after they went to the water park. I was like, yo, you want us to set up a water park in the backyard? And they're like, yeah, I do. And like, it doesn't have to be like a crazy expensive budget either. Like I built this for like less than $100, you know? And like, you can have some puzzle piece mats for, again, $50, put that stuff down. We have a little like Pikler triangle, like little thing that Lena used to love, that Tessa still loves. And then
the most important thing is taking the time to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and just make
it
it.
doesn't matter the money you got. The person sees you taking that time, they're gonna appreciate it.
Yeah, and then being able to play with it, and then even
like, my dad gave me this, you know.
Yeah,
so
or even
put this together.
You see, when you go outside our house, you see that little like wall we have over here, the wooden thing. So it's like maybe like an inch of space to like every step. It's like an inch further in, an inch further in. And Lena climbs that like a little like a little squirrel. Yeah, like she'll just like climb right up that sucker.
Yeah.
And then she at the top, she doesn't know what to do, so she's like, "Dad, I'm stuck." But I'm like, just jump off. It'll be fine. But the point is, you don't have to drop a crazy amount of money. You can just like build cool things. And also, I think part of like learning boundaries is important for a child. But again, I'm not a like human behavioral developmental childhood expert on these things. Just take all this with a grain of salt.
Is that a kitchen knife?
It is, dude. I actually have that in the kitchen. We'll get to that next. But what we're gonna do is I wanted to highlight the pickleball set. So this is one that
talking about playing and having a good time.
Exactly. Like it's and to me, an important part why I like this set is because it comes with 2 paddles. Like imagine if I was like, yo, you want to go play pickleball? Oh, you don't have a racket?
Yeah.
Like, of course you don't have a racket. If I'm asking you, you didn't even know about it. Why would you have a racket? I think it's important. I was also, listen, I grew up very fortunate and privileged. Like we had a vacation home in Hilton Head that we would go to every year, or a condo. It wasn't like a whole home, but like yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was fancy, bro. And the thing we had was like it was a tennis court and a pool in the backyard. I mean, it was like a community thing. Like you know what I'm talking about? Like so you like everyone in the neighborhood like could go to it and use it and all that fun stuff. And I remember we would always have multiple rackets, which I thought was great because if our friends wanted to come with us or someone was visiting or whatever, you didn't have to worry about like, oh, you didn't bring a racket, you can't play. So even with the pickleball set. Now what's crazy about pickleball is it's on a tennis court. Like you could play it indoors too, technically, but like it's played on a tennis court. So to me, it's like a modified badminton version kind of option of tennis, which I think is kind of fun too. So I'll play a video so you guys can kind of see it. And I got to remake because I made videos on all this. Some of it just doesn't place for it. So I got to remake these. But you'll see like, I'm going to turn the audio off because we don't need to hear all that. But look, it's basically tennis, just with the balls lighter, and you play a little closer together. So to me, that makes it like faster paced action, and you don't have to be as skilled, honestly. And supposedly, this is what I was talking to my business partner about, is this has been like really big in like Miami for people between like 30 and 50. So when he goes down to Miami for like business conferences or vacation or whatever, he's like, yeah, dude, like everyone's playing pickleball. It's also because it's like nice weather year round, so you can play outside quite a bit. But highly, highly recommend just for funsies, dude. Like even like I missed having like, so I used to work at LA Fitness and then I used to work at Gold's Gym. I used to work at 24 Hour Fitness. So all these fitness places I used to work at, I always had obviously a free membership and they had racquetball courts and I miss like I
hit against the wall.
Yeah.
Right?
So like I don't know if I ever told you this. So like my German grandma, when I was a kid, like Lena and Tessa's age, she was the babysitter at a gym, like Eastern Athletics, I think is the name of it. So I grew up in the gym, which is ironic now what I do, but it was also ironic because I was like a tubby kid. Like I didn't have a sense of nutrition, but I always grew up in the gym and I always grew up like in that environment. So in hindsight, and like the playroom was actually in one of the racquetball rooms. So like we would just like play racquetball, handball, like go into the obstacles, and then I'd sneak out. And I remember in the outside the racquetball room, there was a speed bag. And I remember I would try and do the speed bag as like a 6-year-old or a 4-year-old, and like I couldn't do it. Like I was like, I don't know how this works. And then I would see people working out, or I'd sneak upstairs, and they had like a cardio room where they would do like step classes and stuff. And I'd like hide in the closet and freak my grandma out. Or they had like a smoothie bar like we have at the gym, but it was like a full blown restaurant. So I'd sneak into the restaurant and like go behind the bar and like, dude, it was a crazy playground because it was it was like morning time and in between breakfast and lunch a lot of the times. So no one was in there. So I get to like sneak up there and go behind the bar and like pour myself soda and like make smoothies and shit. Like do all this. Yeah, and just get hyped. So in hindsight, it's funny now, but it makes sense why I like that environment so much because I grew up in it.
Playing racquetball, you're like, I've had 3 sodas.
Yeah,
today."
you're like,
I'm 6.
Hyped. And we would get like a bagel with cream cheese on the way in, so I just have carbs and fat, and then load up on soda and just go like buck wild. It was so much fun, man. I miss those
Why
days.
won't he listen?
Yeah.
He's at 17.
And then I think about like my kids now too, and they don't have like I'll bring them to Rogue, but not the same amount like I would get brought to the Eastern Athletics gym. But I'm excited because Rogue, Lena's gonna start going to Rogue next year, like as like to the classes.
Yeah, we
So-
gonna sign her up for first.
Yeah, so she's gonna do everything. Like
Jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just like she needs a little bit more time to understand because she knows everyone, right? She's known everyone since she was born, so she thinks they're all friends, and they are. But it's like you have to respect Boo Boo as a coach. You have to respect these people as a coach when you step on the mats.
Yeah.
So if they say cut it, like pay attention, you can't just go buck wild and run around and like throw balls.
It's a respect level.
Exactly,
Yeah.
100%. What do you guys think? Let me know what's up. And Kevin, again, thanks for the follow, homie. So
What's up, Kevin?
let's see where we're at, by the way. So I think that puts us at 1,562. Looks like we're still at 1,561. But either way, thanks for the follow. We also got promo codes, guys. You get extra 10% off on some of the products qualified for it. We got our heater here. Again, I had Max help me out, or Mace Hammer Time, I should say, help me out with this video.
Is it up?
Yeah, it didn't rank. But I still have. I'll play it for you guys. I have it on our like video library. It's just because we post about 100 videos a month now, if not more. It's like 4 months ago, it's like 400 videos back.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a pain in the butt to find it. Good job, Christian. See, Christian's just going to the bathroom on his own. I remember one stream he was talking about. He's like, "Bro, I gotta pee, but I've been holding it." I'm like, "Dude, just go to the bathroom, bro. You don't have to like hold your bladder and stuff." But yeah, guys, make sure you're checking the storefront too in our shoppable videos because we're like every week we're gonna have new videos up. So, anyways, I'll do a little screen share for the heater because I don't have the one that I did ready to upload right this second. So let's just play this bad boy. So again, it's simple, easy to set up, easy to use. You got your switch, you got your low heat, high heat fan. You can even move it and have a 90-degree rotation to it. So you can position it. If you want it on the floor, you can angle it up. It's super simple to use and pretty like energy efficient as well from the wattage. Again, quiet and heat kicks on pretty much right away, which is always clutch. Don't mind these. I get my French press coffee over here. I'm fancy like that now. Let's see. Now it's going to show, I believe, the 90-degree rotation. Bam, there it is. All right. So moving it on, Christian was excited to see we had our kitchen knife here. And I know I made a video on this one too. Let's see if the kitchen video actually posted for this one because I did it a while back. Curious if it made it. Oh man, I got to refilm this one. It didn't make it for this one either. But I'll play a little screen share for you guys. Christian's coming back. What is this over here? Oh, that's what that is. I was like, what is this? Put our little tissue right in here. Yeah. So you want to hear an expression my dad and like people would say when I was younger? They're like, got an issue? Here's the tissue. I was like, shut up.
So my dad used to always hit me with.
I was like, don't you tell me.
Did I go in my room like it's so mad?
Yeah, dude. My favorite thing was punching holes in walls. I never like in hindsight.
Kyle.
What?
They joke and say all the white guys named Kyle punch holes in the wall.
Yeah, like
and drink Monster Energy.
yeah, like what is up? I in hindsight, I still what I think about now, because every once in a while I still want to punch holes in walls. And I think there's three things that impact that. One, when my dad would get angry, I remember one time he kicked our front door like off. Like he like kicked it into the house and like came off the hinges and shit and just went into the wall.
Like,
and I was like,
I'm going to the bed. I'm going to
yeah, and I was like, message received. So I think that what that did for me was realize like if you're angry, this is how you can convey it and people will understand it.
Tighten up.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, this is how you express that, and you scare the ish out of people.
Yeah, but I guess it's like trying to find that, like, a ground where people just respect you, and you don't have to do that. But it's, I don't know how to, you know.
Yeah, dude. Well, I think about that even with my kids. Every once in a while, like, I want to, like, display how much I could, like, F them up. Like, not that I would, but I was like, I just want, because, like, they don't fear me.
Yeah.
Well, let me actually, I should say it back. I made a mistake one time, and I, like, lost it in front of my kids. Like, maybe about 6 months ago, to the point where, like, I had something in my hand. I had, like, a remote in my hand or something, and I spiked it in front of them. Like, in the living room. I was like, or it was like a tool, like a screwdriver or something.
Yeah.
And I, like, spiked, or no, it was an Allen wrench. That's what it was. Because it, like, bounced and it made a loud noise.
Yeah.
And they started crying and freaking out.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And obviously afterwards I felt horrible. So, like, Ashley's like, you got to get out of the house. And of course I'm like, don't kick me out of my own house. And then she leaves, and, like, we had this. I'm being very transparent with you guys. This is like, we're getting into some personal shit. Ashley probably doesn't even want me to talk about.
So maybe we'll just
So, anyways, point being is, in hindsight, I don't want my kids to be scared of me, because you could see they were, like, genuinely scared. It did not feel good. That's what I realized, is I don't want them to fear me. I want them to respect me, and I don't want to have to display my power to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, dude, this is what I realized why I was scared of my dad, or scared of certain adults as a kid, because they're like, you're like a giant to a kid.
Yeah.
Like, adults are huge.
Yeah, you're twice the size.
Yeah, like, not more, bro. Like, she's 30 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm 200 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm 6 times her weight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's also, like, strong and whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
she started doing pull-ups on those bands, because the green one's so strong it can hold her. So she started doing pull-ups
Oh yeah.
on the green band. So she's pretty strong. But anyways, I'm going in a whole tangent. Let's go back to the knife here. Let's shift gears. Ashley, I'm sorry if you saw that. You're upset that I'm sharing this with people, but it is what it is. I'm an open book. Hold on. I'm screen sharing it the wrong way. But this knife, let me just tell you, this one, actually, I ended up, so we got this, we did a video for it, and then I actually gave it to my friends, Nick and Christy. And ironically, you know what she said? She was like, dude, I was meal prepping after you left, and I cut my finger instantly. It's, like, super sharp. So she's like, be very careful with it. So I always like to see the presentation of it.
Is this you?
No. This is just their main video.
Oh.
And even look at the sheath it comes with. We actually have another one at our house. Like, they sent us another one.
How much is it?
I think it's $80 or 90.
Oh, okay.
It's like, dude, this is like primo. It's Damascus steel.
Oh, that's nice.
And again, nice and sharp. I believe it's 8 inches. Yes, an 8-inch. Again, Japanese Damascus steel core hammer, Damascus blade, sheath and case. Super slick design. Cryogenically treated for hardness. Did I read that right? Yeah, so it's not going to crack. You can, like, it just lasts. It's going to have good durability. 5% off as a bonus. And I lied. It's $97 right now. So if you apply that 5% off, it's going to be basically $92. And this thing is definitely, like, clutch. Or if you want to get fancy pants, you can get the innovative VG10 plus the silver ion coating. With that ion coating, it's going to make it even that much more durable and quality as far as the hardness. And then, oh, what's up, Luda? Hey, what is his name? First off, Christian is his name, and I'm very disappointed you can't remember everyone's name. I'm just kidding.
Ooh.
But Luda says, hey, by the way, Christian.
How you doing, Luda?
Name's Lude, but I just call her Luda. And my buddy Mickey Lude, I call him Luda too. I'm just like, everyone's Luda to me.
Little nicknames.
All right, so again, great quality for that. And then, yeah, Christian. All right, let's jump into our Flybird adjustable bench now. We talked about the adjustable dumbbells. Let's talk about the adjustable bench, which I think, you kind of have it set up as a desk right now. That was me. I actually set it up for him as a desk. Oh, geez. Dropping stuff. I got scared.
So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the Flybird adjustable bench. And I'm a huge fan of the brand Flybird first and foremost, but I love the adjustable bench. It's so versatile. And a big thing that I like here is check out this spot for your ankles where you can hook your feet. The cool thing I like about it as well is it folds down, as you can tell. Also, I'm going to show you guys on the flip side the pin and spring action. I'm going to pause for a quick second. I want you guys to see this has a spring component of it. So when you pull it out, it'll allow it to lock into place versus other benches. Sometimes we'll just have a little latch mechanism. Also, I want to show you guys the different positions to give you a little bit more idea of the versatility from the angles here, as well as talk about how that comes into play with your training. When you're able to change the angle, you can focus on different muscle groups and how they interact with one another. So the ability that Flybird provides to change these angles going into multiple different positions is awesome, as well as being able to work in a variety of different exercises as well. And the durability of it is clutch. That's a big one for me, and I highly recommend. Check them out.
Boom, y'all. So now let's play a game. There is an InLink coupon. I'm not going to tell you guys how much it is. Let's see if you can guess how much the InLink coupon is. There's not going to, it's just a fun game. Not going to have a prize or anything. How much do you think the InLink coupon is, Christian? It's either a percentage or a price. I'm not even going to tell you. You got to figure out which. 20%. What do you guys think? Any guesses? It's $15. So if you want to get an extra $15 off, bink, go click on the product.
How much?
Apply it at checkout. $15 off.
Okay.
So it's technically like 10% off, if I'm doing my math correctly. Actually, it's already got a 38% discount. So 10% off of the already discounted price, which it's already discounted 38%. So if you bring it down $15, that makes it $135. That's basically, it's 50% off right now. Now let's get into the Zealous Balance Half Ball Trainer. Now this is one I actually have. I brought this one into the gym. I don't even have it in the garage anymore. And this thing is pretty awesome for a variety of reasons. Let's see if the video I made is on this one too. I don't think it is. I get to remake a bunch of these videos because a lot of them haven't ranked for it. So where is it? I also, dude, I always like, this is how you know, like I still get to work on my mindset. I get like a little upset when like people that aren't even fitness people, their video made it and mine didn't. I'm like, what the heck, man? I'm like a video, but it just shows like obviously the way I'm describing the product in the video isn't as quality as they're doing it. They're just doing a better job than me. So I get to step my game up. Instead of being mad at them, like, oh, whatever, I get to step my game up. That's the mindset we get to like steer into, in my humble opinion. Like what? This dude has a 6-second review that's placing for the Proctor. How's that even possible? But good for them. Let's even see if it actually. That video made it, bro. That video made it. I got to step my game up, man. I don't know what happened, but if that video made it, I got to step my game up. Yeah, but actually that shows a good perspective. That to that point, I think it shows a component of it that I didn't show in my video. So that's like good insight. But let's do a little screen share so you guys can see it because my video didn't rank for it. So I just kind of want to break it down for you guys. And this is the cool thing. Check it out. You can not only have it with the flat side down and the ball side up, you can have the ball side down, the flat side up to work even more stability training. Or one of the other things, this has a nice like grip component, so it's not going to slide on you. But what I like about this, notice right here, check this out, rehabilitation training. This, man, is amazing for ankle stability. See this right here? See how she's stepping on the actual ball? And then if you want to crank it up a notch, you flip it over, and that's even more unstable. Or you could do like, you jump, you have one foot on the ball, you laterally jump to the side, then jump back on the ball and stabilize. Those are super like high level stability movements. Or if you like want to take your plank up a little bit, but not make it too crazy, you can do it like this. But if you really want to take your plank up, do it like that, where you have the ball part facing down, you're like holding it, it's super unstable. And you get a nice little 5% off at checkout. That thing's, again, this is, it wouldn't be my top 5 picks, but it's definitely a great tool to add to your kind of like toolbox on training. And then Flying Possum, first off, awesome name. And thanks for the follow.
Flying Possum.
Yeah, I got to say, that's a dope name. I thoroughly enjoy that name. That makes me chuckle. I would love to see a flying possum, by the way. All right, let's slide it over. What are we going to get into next, y'all? Got our speakers. We talked about that. Let's talk about, let's get into the Flybird flat bench. I'm going to stick with kind of all the workout stuff, and then we'll kind of tag back and forth with the rest of it. And again, guys, if you have questions, this is kind of, again, I call it the Coach's Coffee Corner because not only we're hanging out, we're having coffee, but I want to add value for you guys from a coaching perspective. So if you have questions on like how this could fit into your healthy lifestyle, things around maybe working out, fun fact, we have our resistance bands in the carousel. Speaking of working out, fun fact, we also have our 28-day nutrition and fitness book that if you guys can get. To me, if I had to say, like, listen, if you have $100, here's the 3 things I would say to invest in. 1, our book. 2, our bands. And 3, being able to have a smart scale. So that's actually, let's add up the price. So the book, $20. Bands, if you get both band sets, the 5 sets of the long bands, 5 set short bands, that's gonna be $60. So you're at 80. Then you get a smart scale for 20. That's your $100 investment. So you have a way to measure your body composition change. You have the exact details on what you should do nutritionally, training wise, and you have an set of equipment with the bands that allows you to do any kind of workout you want and travel friendly, so you can bring it with you. And also, thanks, by the way, Jojo hit me up saying you kind of like recommending the 28-day for me. He's like, hey, I don't know, should I do more? I was like, no, let's definitely start you with that. Start with the book. You know, like, let's get you the bands and we'll kind of get you from there. So I appreciate it. Just saying, guys, Christian's a product of the product too.
He was asking me, he was like, man, you look, he was telling me I looked really good, And so I was
Do
like,
you believe that? Do you know you look good?
oh yeah, compared to what I used to look like, for sure.
Not even, just like for your own self. It's like, think about, do you ever think, I think this is an important thing to think about. The ability, like if you were to compare yourself to all of society, it's not about comparing yourself to others, but just like, sometimes it's helpful to think about this. Even Zach made me think about this when he dropped this statistic. 10% of all people that sign up for jiu-jitsu will get their blue belt.
Yeah, and then you said
1% of those 10% will get their black belt. Yeah. But the point is, so for people that go into the gym and stuff, or like people that don't work out, if you compare yourself to the entire world population, you're probably in the top either 1 or 10% of like overall quality of life, health, fitness. Like
for me, I'm a little to the extreme. I compare myself to people that are
the 1%.
Yeah, like they go
or the
really,
1% of the 1%.
Really hard.
Yeah.
And I look at them and I'm like, well, I need to get better.
So give me someone at the gym you think motivates you the most.
Okay, so
in Muay Thai, and then give me one in Jiu-Jitsu.
All right, Muay Thai motivates me the most.
Coach or member, could be either one.
I'm gonna go with Deuce probably.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'd say Deuce. He motivates. I'd say Deuce, and then Jiu-Jitsu, Zach.
Yeah, those are good. 2 good choices.
You know, I have to go with Zach. You and Deuce for Muay Thai, but I'd say Deuce because I get to see him really do it.
Deuce,
you know
man,
I mean?
yeah, dude. Deuce is, and just the vibe he brings, I very much vibe with that too.
Yeah, I like it. It's good, and I see him winning, and I see him caring about winning, and I see how he cares that he knows him winning, and other kids seeing him winning, and it's motivational. I always tell him
how he carries himself.
I believe in him,
Yeah.
I like that he believes in himself. So Muay Thai, it'd definitely be Deuce.
You know who I'm actually most excited though for this year?
Who?
Fucking Phil.
Yeah.
Excuse my language, guys. I'm excited for Phil, man.
Yeah.
Because even though he lost his last fight, and it was like, it's never fun to lose, and it's always tough when you get knocked out or like TKO'd or like a ref stoppage or something. But Phil, to me, truthfully, and I've told him this, I tell everybody in the gym, to me, he's the most physically talented.
Yeah.
He's the most physically gifted. The downside, his biggest barrier is his mind and the people he surrounds himself with. Not that because he has Boo Boo and Deuce, he lives in that house, but like, I won't go too much into his personal stuff. Some of the people he's had around himself, and some of he still gets to address quite a few things from his past. I still think he hasn't fully addressed, but that's, I mean, dude, that's why this past year was me diving really hard into you don't have to live in your childhood trauma. And Johnny even talked about this on his live stream. Shout out to Johnny Buck, the Day Zero podcast, I Hate Johnny Buck show, like Road Combat Club, all the things that he's created. He talked about it today. He's like, listen, it's not your fault what happens to you, but it's your responsibility. Meaning if you get into a car accident, it's not your fault necessarily. Or if, let's say I won't go into the details because it's not maybe Amazon appropriate, but like if you have trauma as a child or trauma as an adolescent, it's not your fault what happened to you, but it's your responsibility to address how it shows up in your life.
Yeah, especially
you know what I mean?
Especially when you're getting older as a man. Or
here, if you want to finish that, by the way, I realize I'm not going to drink that.
What? This?
A protein.
Yeah, I kind of picked that up.
Like I've noticed when you haven't touched it.
Yeah. Yeah, like when you get into that age, it's like you can't just quit saying, "Oh, well, this happened to me. This happened to me." It's like, well, what are you gonna do about it now?
Yeah, like
you gotta use it to fuel a good fire. Or
so in this.
Yeah, that's the same one I got, I think.
Speaking of which, guys, so
We're going to be talking about the
We're gonna keep
Simcom
tagging
massage gun. As you can see, it's a portable handheld massage gun. Has 5 different settings. It has the switch right here underneath. You're going to turn that on, and then you can use, you'll see the light light up, and then you can use the button on the back to cycle between settings 1 through 5, increasing in intensity throughout each individual one. Now, my favorite part to the massage gun is not only the portability and the function, but the different attachment heads that it comes with. You have 6 different attachment heads. You can see me, I'll even easily just swap out, turn and pull, and then you can just easily swap it out for another one. So you can have a wide variety of different muscles to hit and different intensities, so you can customize it to what you want and the comfort that you desire.
So guys, we're not gonna talk about who we're talking about, but I'm gonna share a very important perspective. Johnny was talking about it on the podcast earlier today, and I'm reading it. So there's a great book. Zach actually gave us for Christmas. He gave each of us a book. And I thought that was really awesome. I think from his library of things that would be beneficial for us or things we'd be interested in. And he gave me a book called Gym Mind or Mind Gym. And it's all about it's this guy that's a mindset coach for athletes, like pro athletes. Yeah. And he talks about how important it is. And it's obviously that's not a huge mind blow, but it's some of the practices. And me and Zach were talking about how we both have 3 Ps. My 3 Ps are pause, pivot, positive, or pause, positive, pivot is so pause, especially if you're upset about rolling or sparring or the day's not going the way I want it to, I get to pause, I get to breathe, and then I get to create a positive pivot in my mindset. His 3 Ps are persistence, passion, and I forgot, but persistency was one that jumped out at me. I forgot the other 2, but we were talking about he's like, oh, I got 3 Ps too. And he's like, this is why I like them. And it was cool that we were talking about this stuff. And it goes back to the mindset. And we're talking about how some people at the gym and just in life, and myself included, I have this, what's called a self-identity, where our self-image. And if our self-image, for example, let's say throughout my whole life, I've always found a way to mess it up. I've always found a way to fail this big test, blow the big meeting, drop the touchdown pass, whatever. And then I have an opportunity where I can win a world championship. I'll find a way to lose.
That's also perspective.
Very much so. But this is literally a psychological principle that's been studied time and time again. And it's called cognitive dissonance. Dissonance. And the concept is when your self-image doesn't align with the environment or situation you're fighting. So for example, you're in a title fight, but you don't identify yourself as a champion, you'll find a way to lose that fight. And my point is, I actually got hypnotized at one point when I lost 2 fights back to back. I got hypnotized after that. I worked with my family therapist was also this dude, Ron Villano. Guys, Google Ron Villano. He's he's one of those New York therapists that has a 6-month waiting list just to talk to him. He's one of those dudes you can't even talk to if you try. So my point of saying that, he was just helping me out one time. He came up to our vacation, our upstate summer home, and he's just yo, I'm gonna help you out. Watch this. So and when I say hypnotized, it's not I didn't I was conscious, I was aware. I didn't not cluck like a chicken, but he's he helped me create a mindset and the ability to feel like I was in control and change my relationship to a stressful situation. And it was basically from my experience, and I share it with you guys because you might want to look into this and practice this yourself, maybe talk to a therapist, whatever. It's not a diagnosis or medical advice, but being able to, he was all right, I want you to think of a safe place. Tell me, what's this place? I was all right, it's my childhood home. Okay, cool. What does it look like? What color is the house? What's the grass look like? Get very detail oriented, visually see it. Can you smell it? What's it smell like? What's the temperature? Sensory, viscerally be there. Then he's walk in through the door. What do you see? Laid out what I see. He's where's your safe place in this house? He's it's my bedroom. He's all right, cool. Walk up, get to your bedroom. Go from there. He's all right, are you in your safe place? I'm yeah, I can feel it. I got the environment. I got everything. He's all right. When you're in this room, nothing bad can happen to you. You're completely in control. Nothing can happen. You're the master of this room. And he's like, every time you fight, do this. Like, walk through this routine. Every time I walk through that fight, that routine, I never lost. I was undefeated since. And it was massively changing. The only time I lost, actually, was in a jiu-jitsu match. And honestly, I lost because my conditioning was just like, I personally didn't, that's why I didn't compete in December or January. Like, I wanted to compete in the last 2 months, but I knew I didn't show up to conditioning and training the way I needed to. So I didn't want to put myself in a position. Yeah, because that's why, like, dude, I beat a purple belt. Like, I was in the advanced division. So, like, even though I'm a blue belt technically, like, I've competed so much and I've put myself in the advanced division that I can't go backwards now. Like, they make you compete in the advanced, like, that's the top division. So, like, I'm going with, like, and the only dude, there's only other one to do, so we did, like, a round robin. I beat him the first time, and then he beat me 2 times after that. I knew I could beat him because I'd beaten him. But I was, like, tired, and I let my mindset beat me. And I the first time I did that walkthrough, but then after that, I was so tired, I didn't go back through the walkthrough, and I came out of the room, and I didn't put myself back in the room. If that makes sense. Okay. So pro tip for you guys, get hypnotized. No, I'm just kidding. You live your life however you want.
Find a safe place in your mind.
That's exactly it. And, like, be able to walk through and feel in control. And it's also what I've learned is, like, instead of running from emotions and, like, feeling nerves and thinking that's abnormal, what I think about and what's been very helpful for me is embracing that. And thinking about my body's literally supercharging itself for what's about to happen. So if you resist the nerves, you're wasting energy. But if you welcome the nerves and you welcome that energy and you channel it, exactly, it's just energy. That's what me and Deuce talked about in his last performance. And he did a great job of doing that, in my opinion. Even though he lost the decision, I'm biased. I think he won, even though he got dropped in the end of the first round. I still think he put on a performance where it should have been a draw at least.
I think the drop is what did it.
No, of course, 100% did. Like, there's no, like, me and Johnny even, like, agreed. It's like, dude, you have to finish him in the third round because they're going to give it to the other guy. Like, because it's when you get dropped in striking, it's an automatic 10-8 round. Okay. So even if he would have won 10-9, 10-9, it should have been a draw technically, in my opinion. Because then if you go 10-8 and then 9-9, that's 28. And then Deuce, because he got dropped, it should have been 28-28. So it should have been a draw. But they scored it. I think it was 30-27. No. It was 29-28, 29-28, like 30-27, or some version of that score.
I think it was good for him.
100%. Like, I've told you since I've worked with him.
It just seemed like when I talked to him this time, it just seemed like his eyes were a little different.
Yeah, dude.
Not like in a bad way. It didn't seem like it fucked him up. Like, damn.
No.
It just seemed like he was like, all right.
Like, all right, yeah. Like, that's and if he's being honest with himself, he definitely didn't prepare. Like, for that one he did, because he had a fight 2 weeks prior.
Yeah.
And that's also, in hindsight, like, maybe he got rocked in the fight prior, even though he didn't get hurt. Like, he had 2 fights 2 weeks prior. So, like, he had 6 rounds of fighting in the same night. So, like, that will accumulate even some head trauma. So it makes you more susceptible to getting dropped. Yeah. So that's part of it. But also, he literally just circled into the kick. And the guy, give props to the guy. The guy's like, that dude's a champion. He's also a champion, like Deuce is a champion. Yeah. So, like, that dude was really good quality. So I think I've been trying to get him to lose since I started working with him, because you need to lose, in my opinion, as an amateur, especially if you want to grow. Because once you go pro, it resets your record. So I'd rather see someone lose as an amateur, and then they can go undefeated as a pro.
Write down what they learned.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why, even for Phil, I told Phil, I'm like, dude, listen, even if your record doesn't reflect the fighter that you are, because he's always worried about, like, oh, I'm like 5-7 or 6-8 or whatever his record is. Yeah. I'm like, dude, you've got over a dozen fights, bro. Like, and you've won, you've knocked people out. You know what I mean? So, like, I think, and when you go pro, that's going to reset. Like, he's already a pro level fighter, in my opinion. He could already be pro, but we're tweaking a couple things because I want to make sure that it does. How do you react? I guess.
I laughed.
And the reason it's laughter is because, like, you're clearly trolling. Like, yeah, and maybe you're not trolling. Maybe you mean that. And if that's the case, like, that's okay. Like, so, yeah, that's like saying my name's Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that's all right.
Caucasian.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Let's get into the C-Cube. We got about 10 more minutes here, guys. So we'll keep digging into our sponsored content.
How do you react?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I laugh because that's a ridiculous statement.
In this video, we're going over C-Keep kinesiology tape. This comes with 2 rolls per pack. I want to take one out just to show you guys what it looks like from a sizing, from a color perspective. And the thing about KT tape, it can be so versatile and really beneficial, but I highly recommend, again, talking to a physical therapist or a doctor if you're just using this for your own application, or buying this and being able to bring it to your doctor and physical therapist and letting them be able to tape it up with you, or if they have their own recommendations. This is 2 inch by 16 feet. And as you can see, when you open it, it's going to have this little sticker on it to be able to keep it together. You can tear away, and then boom, this is going to be your adhesive and sticky side. Now the cool thing is it comes in these little strips, so you're going to have it in these tearaway strips that you can just easily take the adhesive on and put it on the area that you want to support. Definitely a thumbs up, y'all.
No, it was all right. So I'm gonna tell you guys a story. I'm gonna say, "Oh, what's up, Joe?" I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm trying to figure out how I can word this story. So, anyways, if you guys remember American Online and AIM, I'm talking about an American Online AIM story where, like, I had a profile. My neighbor was on AIM as well. One of my old friends that I'm not friends with anymore, that I actually stopped talking to after this. I was logged into my account, and he's like, "Oh, is that your neighbor? Your neighbor's online right now." So he's like, and I couldn't get to the computer before he started typing. He's like, I'm gonna just mute what I'm gonna tell Christian real quick, and I'm gonna tell you. Yeah. But he was logged into my name.
Yeah.
So
and you're like, "Oh, I didn't say
Yeah.
that." They're like, "Yeah,
yeah, like, so that's what happened. Like, my mom, like, I basically had to pretend, and then it was a very embarrassing situation. What's up, Joe? How you doing, dude? Dude, it was. So, anyways, I was just saying how, like, so this kid, to tell you guys, I can't even share this story on Amazon, so I'll save it. But let's get into the next sponsored product. We're gonna get into a charging. This one's clutch, guys. I only think of this for charging your devices, or if you have, like, a bunch of kids and stuff in your house, this could be clutch as well.
So in this video, we're looking at the Lanshan portable multi-device charger cable. So now this has the lightning cable you're going to plug in to your outlet box, and then you're going to have the option to have 3 different USBs and a lightning cable as well. Now you're going to want to make sure that this is plugged in. This is not just to be portable without having an outlet connected to it, and then you'll be good to go. Again, having multiple devices in one shot is definitely a thumbs up. Easy to travel with, easy to move with. Again, it has that lightning cable. The box is not included, so you're gonna wanna have either, like, the box or the outlet for it separately. You plug this bad boy in, and then you can use it on multiple devices here. Definitely thumbs up though, y'all.
Yeah, bro, it was not like, no, it was like 7th grade. It was gnarly.
That's funny.
So all right, so let's see, Joe. I had so many USBs. Yeah, so you threw them out, dude. I would have at least, like, sold them or donated them, but I'm not telling you how to live your life. But yeah, that's the other tricky thing. You should see, like, I have, like, piles of wires over here. Christian actually helped me clean out the garage. My wife definitely helped me clean out the garage. So basically, just so you know, Joe, for those of you that are watching the stream that maybe don't know this, so we call it the Coach's Coffee Corner, and this is a sponsored. It's turning into waste. Yeah, and I understand that. You got to unclutter. I'm also a hoarder. My wife, like, will call me a hoarder, so, and I probably am. So I understand that concept. Good for you for being able to get rid of stuff. So everything we do, I try and look at it from the lens of a healthy lifestyle, because as a health coach, I'm a board certified health coach. I'm a retired pro athlete, certified trainer, strength conditioning, all these credentials. Point of me saying all this, I always have a lens of looking at things like, how does this apply to a healthy lifestyle? Whether it's a charging port, whether it's clothes, whether it's charging stations, massage tissues, I always look at the perspective, and transparently, these are all sponsored products on the stream today. I think about, like, how can this impact my quality of life and make me healthier, happier, or just impact me in a positive way? Like, again, if you're sick and you don't want to have your nose all dried up and red, having good tissues. Or, like, we even dropped, this is my actual book, the first book I've ever published solo, the 28-Day Nutrition Reset. We have it in the carousel. We also have above Christian's head, you can see hanging right here. The Christian, if you want to like either lean to the left or lean to the right, just don't bang your head. We have our lifestyle of fitness resistance bands. Those are the long bands. We also have the booty bands right here in the carousel. So that's the first product I brought to market. I'm really excited about it. I highly recommend you guys. This is the best bang for your buck. I'll actually highlight them really quick. You get 340 pounds worth of resistance for 40 bucks. And then booty bands. Yeah, so what I mean by booty bands is these are the short bands. This is also another style where you put it around your legs and you can do different exercises, develop those glute muscles. But you don't have to just use it to develop your butt. You can develop your legs. You can develop your upper body, your shoulders. There's so many integrations, your core. There's so many cool applications to these. Hip flexors, lower back, all these great things. Even again with the long bands as well. So I just wanted to highlight that really quick. All right. Let's go back into it. We're bringing it into the home stretch here, y'all. So we got that. Let's talk about the mini massage gun, and then I'm gonna bring it home with the jump rope, and that's pretty much gonna be it, y'all. And then Joe, if you have any questions on anything, just let me know. Clearly, I love talking, and I'll rant about all this stuff.
So in this video, we're going over the Maroc mini massage gun, and as the name might insinuate, it's a miniature version of what you would traditionally expect to see from a massage gun. And when I say mini, just smaller in size and stature. Now, to be transparent, while it's still super simple to use, the power on it is proportionately less from my experience. With the mini massager, it does have 3 levels. At the top level, you can hear it right now. It still has great intensity, good percussion, super simple to use. It came charged, which is always a thumbs up to me. And the reason I like this for travel, at your desk, being able to have it in your car, like it's a super, super easy and convenient option. And again, it has 4 different attachment heads, have everything from the flat to the bullet to the rounded to the specialized prong, has an instruction manual as well to give you all the insight, and then comes with this nice, simple to grab and go carrier. Definitely a thumbs up, y'all, especially if you're on the go.
Oh, geez.
It just stopped.
Yeah, it's perfect. You see, guys, that I have that
It's a little
sensory
delayed, too.
timer awareness. Also, look at that horrible looking beard versus this well-shaven, clean look. Even here, I have a little bit of 5 o'clock shadow.
Better than mine.
But for a hot minute, dude, what's up, Chris? I was gonna at that point, that's when COVID first happened. I was just gonna let a crazy beard grow out, and I realized I can't grow a beard. It looks like there's pubes on my face, and I'll read that. And I realized letting that grow out was me not taking care of myself. You know what I'm saying? You all right?
Yeah,
You're just looking at the message.
That was my bad.
Yeah.
I was like, dang.
All right. Hey, man, how are you doing? Nah, it's all good, dude. Yeah, I know. I remember you texted me. You said you got COVID, and your family had COVID too, right? And on New Year's, I cracked my head, hadn't had a swab in my nose. My dad had COVID. My sister did it. I did. My cancers. So this is Christian, by the way, Chris. Christian, that's Chris. I hope you feel better, dude. I'm sending positive vibes and love your way. Know what I mean? And is it still you have is it the skin cancer or the, I want to say it was skin cancer, right? And they were testing it and doing different types of assessments and biopsies. Send and love your way, though. Either way, bro. And again, Joe, if you got questions, let me know. The booty bands, if that makes sense. So again, we got both the Redify weighted jump rope and the adjustable jump rope. I have the weighted jump rope at the gym. This one, I know that I have actually, maybe the video's not here anymore, but I know for originally the video, look at this good looking guy. There he is. Jump rope, man. I was jump roping yesterday. I was telling Christian this before. I got back from my trip to partner up with his medical practice. And it was I don't know, I got back at 8 o'clock at night. I was like, dude, I still got to get my second workout in. So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I had my interval workout. So instead on the 8 week to shred, have you seen the interval workout that's on there? Have you tried that yet? Dude.
No, if I can't.
Yeah. So if you can't, yeah. So that's the one I was going to do yesterday. But instead of doing the movements, I did jump rope instead. So you do 45-second intervals, 15-second rest, and you go, there's 12 exercises.
Yeah.
It's bear crawls, quadruped rocks, sit outs, all types of great functional movements for martial arts. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like mobility and stuff. So it helps drive your heart rate, improve your metabolic rate, also improves your like performance. So I just did straight up jump rope, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off for 45 minutes straight.
Yeah.
And it was rough. I got to be honest. I was like, man, I'm getting my butt kicked after 20, 30 minutes of it. But you got to keep on pushing. And I use the adjustables, my point. So let me highlight that. And then, Mike, I'm thinking about getting your book for my birthday on March 10th. It will be 20. Oh, snap. Well, happy early birthday, like 2 months ahead of time before I forget, because I'm probably going to forget. You're going to have to remind me. And here you can just see, like, again, I'm going through the weighted, but also I'll highlight the adjustable as well. And yeah, dude, order it. Now we also have the resistance bands too, Chris. Speaking of which, I highly, highly recommend those. And the last thing we have to go over, guys, is the last sponsor product that we're going to get out of here is the Olympic barbell, which I actually don't even have I have it over here. But let's see if we have the video. Christian, can I ask you a favor?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can navigate. If you can take that barbell off the rack and bring it over here without cracking your head and or anything. We're going to set up we got an obstacle course for Christian.
I'm breaking stuff in here.
Or you know what I could do? Watch this. Put it back on the wall. We don't actually I just realized I can move the camera. Look at this guy. So we've got that again. Christian over here. We've got this. I'm like literally using my hand to like show it. That 7 foot, 35 pound Olympic barbell. This one right here. Don't mind my sweet nails. Again, it can hold up to 700 pounds, guys. If you need more than 700 pounds, let's talk. That's a great thing, but we can get you set with a special kind of program. You're probably not looking for barbells on Amazon too, if I'm being honest. At that stage of the game, like you're like a very elite person, so you probably have specialty bars that you really like. So this is great for whether home gym or anything you like there. And yeah, guys, that's all the fun stuff we got for you guys today. I appreciate you hanging out, for everybody dropping by, for the new followers. Shout out to you guys. Send some love. We got Kevin Rivera, Flying Possum, which is just a great name. Samantha for dropping by saying hey. Luda for dropping by saying hey. Joe Picho. And Chris, I appreciate you. Glad to hear you. You know, like while things are kind of rough, I'm glad you're able to stop by. And what does your friend do? I want you last. You worked out, dude. You're on that streak. So Chris is on a 162-day workout streak, by the way. So kudos, Chris. 2023. I plan on breaking my own record. What's your record, by the way? Is it?
You talking about consecutive days working out?
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, like what's your record for most days working out? And then so what Christian does? Christian is an up and coming amateur Muay Thai, a jiu-jitsu practitioner, and do you want to get into MMA? Yeah. MMA practitioner, and he's actually tagging in to help me out here with our live streams. We actually put him on the 12-week program, so as a way to help get him evolving, he's doing that. He's also tagging in to help me out with live streaming and some work around on the back end side of things. And one thing we've talked about that, again, no pressure for this, Christian, but like Christian, I think has a passion for health and fitness and is looking at a potential route to being like either a health coach or a personal trainer or different developments in this space. So I figured what better way to like bring him into like live stream, help me with content and all that fun stuff. Can he teach me? I mean, that's up to him. Christian, can you teach him?
What do you want to learn?
What you want to learn, Chris? Talk to us. But yeah, MMA, yeah. So here's what I would say. Here's what I would say.
Motivate you to get in there.
There it is. He can hold you accountable. He can provide motivation. We can talk about that, but
we're going to anywhere near teaching.
We'll get there though.
Still a student.
Yeah. We're forever a student, but eventually you'll get to a point where you know what I mean. But we're gonna bounce out of here, guys, because we got some work to do, and we're gonna get our own workout in. We're gonna hit some pads today. Chris, it was great seeing you. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm actually gonna be streaming twice tomorrow, guys. I'm gonna be doing a sponsored stream for this again, all the products we have here, and I'm gonna be doing a weekly recap, going over all my top picks from the week. And I think we have a new sponsor actually for that stream as well that I'm really excited about. So I will catch you guys then. Cheers, everybody.